It's time to find comfort alone. And this is your independence. And if you've been in a relationship for a long time, especially since you've been young, like I was, I think if there is some sort of struggle that's maybe holding you back, and maybe you start to get comfortable with your relationship, and you start to want to venture out into your life, it might be necessary to break up. I was with my girlfriend for almost 3 years, and then we broke up. And I know that it was needed because I needed to find my own independence, and I needed to find comfort in just being alone and being me. And I think that's a great thing to walk through if you haven't. And I know a lot of people grow up, not in a relationship, and that's okay because you're already almost at that level where you can trust yourself, but sometimes you walk through alone and you still can't have that comfort. So I think a goal is to make sure that you're comfortable by yourself, because if you can't be comfortable alone, if you can't be comfortable doing your creative passion, pursuing your future alone, I don't know if you're going to make it very far yet, because you have to be comfortable with you. You have to figure out who you are. When you figure out who you are, and I don't think you'll ever find out exactly, because you're always changing and evolving and figuring out new things you enjoy and like. But once you really find out who you are and want to be, that's when you're truly happy, and that's when your life will flourish. So be open to be alone. Be open to find comfort in you. Find comfort in your home. And I've said this in a past video, like, your art, your future, your passion should be a home to you. Now, obviously, you got, the one that you're in almost every day, and that is your home. It's a safe space. It's usually a safe space, at least your room is. Make that safe space into your future, into your passion that you want to pursue. When that future passion is a safe space for you, art is your journal. Art is meant to be vulnerable. You are meant to be vulnerable, and you are meant to be independent. And when you find that balance, start to find that balance, you will flourish in life, and you will figure out how to move forward and how to even pursue your future even more. So stop thinking about it as you need everyone or need everything. You can do it now, and you can do it alone, at least for now. And obviously, you don't want to box yourself in either. You want to be open to opportunities and help from other people, but for right now, especially when you first start, you need to make sure that you are comfortable being alone sometimes, and you are comfortable doing that passion, that thing alone. Not every time you're going to be able to be with your friends or whoever creating. So make sure that you are practicing alone. You are doing that thing alone. You are being independent. Now, being codependent, I believe, is never a good thing, especially in a relationship. So if you have to be codependent on someone, especially pursuing your dream, I don't know if that's going to really work. I mean, obviously it has with like bands and everything, but I want to say be weary of people, especially when you first start out, because you never know what it could amount to, but it could also like kind of lead you to failure. So, I mean, obviously failure is lessons, and you can do whatever you want, bro. It's free will, and obviously you know your life better than I do, So you trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Make sure that you can be independent. I know that me being finally independent and being able to be comfortable alone and enjoying myself and that passion, that creative pursuit, like being alone is good, and I can be there, and I can be safe, and I can be vulnerable, and I can be me. Being authentic will bring you abundance, will attract that abundance, and there'll be a time where now it's your turn to get to the abundance. A lot of the time, you are open to receiving it, and if you aren't yet, like, the universe wants to give you money. So just be open to opportunities and everything, bro. Invest in yourself, be open to abundance. And I think there will be a point, and I think that's kind of where I am right now. Obviously, I'm waiting for that abundance to hit me, but waiting is kind of a weird word because you are putting that action in and you are working towards there. But yeah, I guess you are waiting for it to hit. So make sure that you can be independent and you can work, put that action in. You make your future happen, not anyone else. And that abundance will be attracted to you, especially when you are putting out exactly what you want. And that is something that I have to do again. I have done it, but I think clarifying with you and the universe what you really want in that future, that passion, your purpose, right? That will allow you to understand how to get there and get there even faster, because you know exactly what you want. So be clear about why you want that future. Be clear about why you want to pursue that passion, that you want that dream. And, I'm going to have to do this maybe tonight. I'm not too sure, but it's always good to always ask yourself, am I in the proper headspace? Am I really doing this for the good of me or for other people, right? Figure out the why right now. Why are you doing this? Do you really want to? Is it someone else trying to force you to do this thing? Can you do it alone? Ask yourself why. And that will allow you to pursue your dream even more, especially when you're independent and you can be comfortable alone and vulnerable. Like, you asking yourself why, you're going to be truthful, and you're going to figure out how to get there even faster and what exactly to fight for, what exactly to work towards. So, short kind of video today, but you want to release that resistance, man. Release that resistance of not knowing, because when you're alone, you're independent, and you know why you want it and where you want to go, that's enough to get you started and to put you on the trajectory for a positive, successful future. Now, obviously, you're not going to know exactly what's ahead of you, but when you have those steps in place, especially with some goals, goals don't do anything unless you put action towards them. So, do all of these things, and it will set you on a trajectory that will send, your wavelength, your vibration to that dream. That dream will be here, and you will live in it and act in it right now. Now, obviously, you're not there exactly in the environment you want to be around, but do what you want to do in the future now. Ask yourself why. Be comfortable being alone, independent, and, make your passion, your dream, your home. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why is a big one. Release all that resistance, be open, and just start and enjoy getting there. Enjoy putting in the work. Enjoy making it happen. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.